Shalom. Shalom. Fab Five. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh Akkad. All praises to the Most High alone. Yeah, that's right. Adrian Blockman. Shalom. Shalom, Miss Pakad. Shalom, family. Miss Pakad, that means family in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. Okay. Shalom. Kyle Allen. Shalom. Ak means brother in Paleo Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew. Shalom, all my Akians. Akians is brothers, plural, in ancient Hebrew. Aqua means sister in ancient Paleo Hebrew. Aqua, Aquathian, that's sisters, plural, right? So, Shalom, yeah. Yeah, the New Testament is a Roman creation to trick the Israelites into idolatry. It's a bunch of trickery, man, and foolery, right? And our people must know this. Our people must know this knowledge right here. So we're here to teach our people, to pull our people out of idolatry, to be that extended hand. That's what the Most High got us doing. That's what the Most High got us doing here at YOZ. Yeah, YOZ is the congregation for the remnant, for the 1/3 remnant that's going to get the kingdom and who salvation is truly for. Yeah. Salvation is truly for the 1/3 of Israel. The kingdom is truly for the 1/3 of Israel that serves the Most High God, Yahweh, only keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Right? That's who the kingdom is for. That's the 1/3. That's the remnant. Those are the saints. So YOZ, we stand for that final filter, right? So we be rebuking the Christianites a lot because we serve as that final filter. Come on and filter through. You know, Christianity is entry level. Christianity is entry level. You know, so you still got to be filtering through. And when you filter through Christianity, then you go to, you know, the camps. In the camps, they'll teach you more, you know, more of what you need to know. But then again, you'll still be in idolatry with the Christian camps, right? You'll still be in idolatry. So coming here to YOZ is where you filter out. That's the final filtering process, right? Because the Most High God, he did say that it's a filtering process, right? And he was going to try the 1/3, right? Like gold is tried. So yeah, Christianity is entry level. We all started there pretty much. Majority of us, we deal with the majority. Majority of us, we started in Christianity. And then we filtered through. You know, I would have probably stayed in Christianity a little longer if it wasn't for the corrupt system of America. You know what I'm saying? They made me to where I had a whole lot of time on my hands, you know, because I was getting out of jail and I was trying to get a job and everything. And then when I get a job, you know, I was like, okay, cool. It was cool because the church was down the street. The job was down the street, right from where I live. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I visit the church. You know, my daughter didn't like it. I got my daughter with me. I was a single father. I got my daughter with me at this time. You know, just getting out of jail and all of that, you know, and being on fire for the New Testament, idols, JC. Yeah, that's entry level. So I was trying to go to a church and everything, and I went to a church. I found a church that's right by my house where I was living at the time. And my daughter didn't like that. She didn't like nothing Christianity. She didn't like nothing JC. Y'all tried to put on little Christian cartoons for her and sit her down. She wouldn't stay still. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like strapped her down in her little stroller, and she still would. She'd just cry. I'm like, man, what's going on? So we go to the church. She cries. They had to take us out of the church. She crying so much, she didn't like it. I see why now. And they took us out of the church to put us into like this little studio, soundproof studio. She was crying so much. They had like a soundproof studio, and then we can hear, but then no one can hear us, and we can watch like on the TV screen. And some guy walked in there that was working with the church, and he was like, how do we get salvation? And I was like, we keep the commandments. And he was like, nah, it's by grace we're saved. It's not of ourselves. There's nothing that we can do. And I was like, oh yeah, the New Testament says that. I can't debate with it. Well, I'm like, okay. So I get this job down the street at this warehouse. It was like, you feel me? And they hired me, but then they fired me within like 8 days because of the crooked system, right? Crooked system. You got a record, you trying to do right. They say you rehabilitated, you get out, you can't get a job, right? And they have it like that so that you can commit more crimes because you need money and you can get locked up again, right? But it backfired on their ass with me. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, right? And then in the crooked system, when I got locked up for another case, it wasn't even the case that I had just got out of jail for. It was another case. It was like great bodily injury, a GBI, right? So, and it's like, they didn't have nothing on me. So I was like, the only thing they did have on me was another case that came in. Another case came in, and I was fighting this case already. And I was like, dang, now I got to take a deal because this other case is violent. So I took a misdemeanor, right? But these crooked crackers, these Edomites, these shitey Edomites really put the felony on my record. So I'm applying for a job and I got this felony on my record. And I was like, man, I pleaded to a misdemeanor. Why you do that, right? So I have to call this crooked system, this court system. I'm in Nevada at the time. I got to call to California. Like, what y'all done did? You feel me? Because now I got the rap sheet coming back, and I'm like, bro, like, you got me for a felony for this, bro. Like, no. So I talked to the attorneys and all of that, and we got it figured out. So they was like, we're going to expunge your record. You can expunge, give me something for that. Yeah. So, they shiesty, man. So, if they didn't do that, and they wasn't tripping off of misdemeanors and felonies, they wasn't tripping off of that type of stuff and let people get a job that wants to work, right? And then fire them if they do some felony shit. That's how it goes, right? You got everything insured anyway. They dumb, man. It's a system. It's a corrupt system, right? So doing that, I got fired. I had a hell of time on my hands, and I got a strong support system too. So I was able to just study. All right. So I was able to just study. No job. I'm just at the house studying. And came across the Hebrew Israelites, the Christian camps, right? And I was like, I heard of them before, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, used to debate them, but I debate them with the Christian doctrine. And I was like, oh man, those guys sound racist. right? Like that's a bit racist. But then again, Naquan from WFI, he really kept just saying like, man, it's not us saying it. It's the word of God. It's the word of God right here, right? Look, it's not. We didn't write this, and that's true. So that's true. And you know you want the truth, so you want to go with Yahweh. So you got to go with the word of God. So that's what I'm going with. Bam, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, damn, they cutting Christians left to right. And I'm like, I got to learn this doctrine. And I had a lot of time to learn it. I got to learn this doctrine, man. I had a lot of time to learn it. I just got out of jail and had a lot of time to just read the New Testament. I read the New Testament in jail like 7-8 times from Matthew to Revelation. I'm just in there just reading it like, yeah. Because that's where I wanted to be. That's where it's like, I was leaving the streets and I was like, man, I'm going to enter into this. I mean, I want to learn this. Because it was like, man, if I stay in the streets, I'm going to have to really, some people that cross me and then it's like, they cross me and they worthy of death. And then it's like, the streets was disgusting me. My little brother just was killed. He was murdered. They shot him like 19 times. So I was like, man, I was investigating that, and I got to deal with that. And I was investigating, seeing what was happening. You feel me? And I got the report on that, and it was like, okay, he killed someone, and they retaliated. He killed someone that wasn't even, involved in who he was really shooting at. So, but it still was like, man, that's my little brother, though. You feel me? And it's like, man, and that was hurting me, man. And then some associate of mine that was kind of close to me, he crossed me, he filmed me, and I was like, and when I got out, I was really still wanting to really have to deal with him. And I ran into him, and he ran for me. But, I know the streets is watching. So I was like, I gotta really put down this demo again because they ain't gonna respect it if I let this slide. And then it's like, it's the only way out, man. Blood in, blood out. And the only way out is if you give your life to the Lord. There ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you in that way. Well, if you go that way, can't nobody say nothing to you then, but you gotta be serious about it. You gotta know what you're talking about. And that's the only way I was able to get out. So I got out and I'm like, I need to know what I'm talking about. I really got to learn this. So I learned it. I just kept reading it over and over. I read it more than the Christian lights. And got out, kept reading it. And then it's like, okay, so they did this shiesty shit with their little system. So now I got all this time on my hands. They don't want you to be an Israelite. Well, all that time on my hand, I accepted that. If I was just busy, distracted, just working and going to the church, we never did all of this. All of this would have never came. Your crooked system caused this. You know what I mean? And now, through me, how it's converting all the G's into Z's, converting all the gangsters into zealots. And it's just going to keep going. It's going to keep growing. And y'all trying to suppress it. Y'all would have never had to do this shadow banning and suppressing. You feel me? If your system wasn't corrupted. Feel me? But I think the Most High that your system is corrupt. All praises be to the Most High God Yahweh, because I just had so much time in my hand to find the truth. All praises be to the Most High God Yahweh. That's right. I think Yahweh kind of like was moving me too, because I feel like that. And I know he was, and just leading me to repentance. Yeah, the Most High was just leading me to repentance. Because I was kind of like solid in the streets, though. Like I was keeping commandments that I didn't even know I was keeping. Like I didn't really know the commandments. Looking back, like I was keeping that. I was solid. I wasn't like, I never was into having sex with other guys' wives or other guys' baby mamas and girlfriends. Even when I was in the world, I never was involved in that. I never liked it. That was like nasty to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I want my own cum bucket. I want to dip in your cum bucket. Ugh, like what? I mean, that's a degrading way to, describe the vagina. But then again, it's, not trying to be disrespectful or degrading to women or anything, though. But if you look at it like that, though, it's kind of like that, though. You feel me? The sperm stay in there, up in a woman for up to 3 days. And guys with their main girls, you feel me? Well, I might go a day. You feel me? If it's something like going on during that day, I might go a day. And it's very rare if I go like 2 days, 3 days, and you live with me. We live together. Oh yeah, it's going up. But why would I want another man's sperm on my ride? Like I'm trying to be with your girl and over here, just cool being a sneaky link. And whenever you leave and go to work, I just want to dip in your cum bucket. Ugh. That's like homosexual traits. That's homosexual tendencies. And a lot of men out there, they think that's cool. They got homosexual tendencies. That's nasty, bro. We don't get down like that. No. But you feel me? You secretly admire me so much. You want what's mine. You feel me? You see, I got with something that look good, not necessarily good. You know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't have been able to take her, or you. But with me in my situation, it was different. You feel me? It was, some real suckers involved. I mean, there's some other times too, but you feel me? It's people that's into that type of stuff, man. They'll spend their whole damn fortune. You feel me? If they got more money than you, they'll spend their whole fortune on trying to get your girl attention and all of that. Man, you know what I'm saying? Or if they think they look better than you or something like that, and you know what I'm saying? And they like, man, his girl look better than mine. How the hell that happened? Right? Jealousy. That's why the Most High says, the 10th commandment, do not covet. That coveting, man, it leads to other things. You know what I mean? Keep your eyes on what's yours and what the Most High is blessing you with. You might not got somebody right now at this moment, but someone else out there for you. You ain't got to go and try to dip off in somebody else's cum bucket. No diddy. All right, so it is like, hey, now if you really just like on that and you really just want the girl, you just want her because it's like your heart is on her and the heart just gotta have what the heart gotta have, right? The heart wants what the heart wants. If she with another guy, she with me or whatever, but then it's like some guys in that situation, they will want to take the girl completely away and make the girl completely theirs. I was like, no, nigga, you can't have her. Oh, I'm taking her. She's mine. Now that's, but if you just cool being a sneaky link and you want to just, ready to just wait for your turn to dip in the next man come up, that's something else. Crazy. But let's get off into this lesson, man. It's alive. We can chop it up. Shalom. Wow. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Read the comments. All praise be to the Most High God. Adrian says, I'm the son of a pastor and former minister. Praise Yahweh for deliverance from Christianity. All praises, all glory be to Yahweh. It's been almost 8 years and 1 year, Yahweh only. Okay, all praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh only. That's right. son of Yahweh. Shalom, family. All praises to the Most High and no one else. That's right. Tony Spewell's been rocking with my brother. Shalom, King. He's been rocking with me for a long time, been supporting the ministry for a long time. Like from the beginning. Tony Spewell. What's good, High Priest? Keep up the good work and keep pushing the truth. It's Yahweh only here. Yeah, YOZ to the saints are free. Yeah, chop it up with each other. Drop some scriptures in the chat. And enjoy the online community. It's a beautiful community. You know, Wakers 13, Shalom, James Hardy. Shalom, Hebrew family. That's right. Okay. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh. The New Testament is a Roman creation, man, and it's not of Yahweh. And what is like the main character that we catch on to first in the New Testament? We catch on, and it's just start like the suspicion right there. It just kicks off. You know, who spoiled it for everyone in the New Testament? Like, right? Paul. Seems like almost everyone catch on to Paul first, unless you just like really just not feeling JC and the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5. You like, oh no, what did you? No. I say, I know I heard you how to say, but I say unto you, God said, but you saying something different. Yeah, see, some people catch on to JC first, but most people catch on to Paul. You know, because Paul is way radical. He's just out there too much with it, and that's why they was trying to silence him a little bit. Like, Marcion, you doing too much. Come on now, we're trying to deceive them, not trying to just give it away here, man. Keep it secret. They had to edit Marcion's writings as Paul. They, you know, tone him down a little bit, because look what he's on right here, man. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians, and we're going to go to verse 11. I'm going to start at verse 11. Salakia. Second Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 11. For if what is passing away was glorious, what remains is much more glorious. Right. So like in Hebrews, it says the same thing. So I think that Hebrews was written by Paul, right? So it said, or like one of his students or something like that, like Timothy, the Greek. It says he has a Greek father, man. Didn't it say that Timothy had a Greek father and like his mother was a Jewess? Right? But then the Christians want to say, well, that Greek means a Gentile. Well, that him being a Greek is an Israelite that's Hellenized, right? But his woman is a Jew. It's like, man, that don't work. That do not work, right? That don't work. You ain't gonna be with somebody and she know who you really are, and she ain't gonna tell you who you really are. You just gonna stay in paganism, and then the Jew, she just gonna stay with you in paganism. A Jew ain't finna be with no Greek and pagan. That story is just really just off, right? Nah. So starting from verse 11, for if what is passing away was glorious, what remains is much more glorious. So it says this in Hebrews. It says that too, like somewhere in Hebrews, it says that, the old covenant is passing away and is right ready to be passed away, or like is ready to pass away. I think that's what it says. It's ready to pass away. So it's passed away. It already been finished. It's processed. That's like when you feel me. If we say like, "Hey, the pizza is ready." It's ready for what? It's ready to eat. It's already done cooking. It's done, right? That's what it's saying. The Old Testament is done, right? So go to 12. See, that's what they be saying. They saying the same thing here. So this is, you can just precept this with that over there in Hebrews. For if what is passing away was glorious, what remains is much more glorious. And that's the New Testament they're talking about. The New Testament is much more glorious than the so-called Old Testament, what they named here in the New Testament. They named their writings New Testament, and they wrote to, the covenant to be Old Testament, right? So if they felt like the Hebrew Bible wasn't passed away, right, or done away, they wouldn't have called it old. They would have just did like every other prophet did and just put their writings right along on top of everything else. But no, this has a divider in it. Like, right? For if what is passing away was glorious, what remains is much more glorious. What remains is the New Testament, right? So let's go over to Hebrews 7 and 22. What remains is much more glorious. What remains? Well, let's go to Hebrews 7 and 22. Hebrews 7 and 22. By so much more, JC has become a surety of a better covenant. A better covenant. So I believe in the old King James, it says testament. This is the new King James. It says covenant. Right? Can someone confirm that? I don't even got I think I do. Hold on. Nah. I think I got another one around here. But can someone confirm that in the King James Version, Hebrews 7, verse 22, it says testament instead of covenant. Someone check that for me. Reggie, the general. Shalom, brother. Alexandria writes, what do I say to Christians who have messages about JC that resonate with me? I want to believe in the law only. Oh, okay. We're going to get off into all of that. Right? And if any brothers want to help her out and answer some of the questions on the comment board, please do so. Okay. James Hardy says, yes, it says testament. There you go. Right? So no, I don't have to get up. So yeah, this is the new King James I'm reading. So yeah, in the original King James Version, it says testament. So by so much more, JC has become a surety of a better testament. So how does it flow together? How does the so-called Old Testament Hebrew Bible flow with the so-called New Testament Greek literature? Right? When it says that the New Testament is better than what they called the Old. Yeah, they named it Old. That's disrespectful. Because it's still prophecies that haven't came to pass in the so-called Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible. And they are only saying that it's old because it's the Hebrew Bible. And it's a takeover. A new government coming in. You know, it's a takeover. Yeah, the Greeks, the Romans, right? And this is around the time when the Greeks and the Romans had combined their kingdom, right? When the Romans took over the Greeks. So it's like the Greco-Roman Empire. It's the Greco-Roman Empire around this time of the New Testament when it was first being written, right? But it's like, yeah, Alexandria, you just got to stay tuned in. It's because I'll be having that too. Like, right? It be you got to know that it's some things that'll resonate with you still because they do a lot of copying from the Hebrew Bible. That's how they get you. They crochet in things that resonate with you. Exactly. That's what they do. You know, and they created JC to be black to resonate with you so that you can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. We got smart enemies. They're not that smart, but they're not that dumb either. Okay. Evil geniuses is what they are. And they can pull stuff off like this because, you know, the Most High wants it to happen for testing purposes. But we know that. We just be like, that's plagiarized, you know? Yeah. But we're going to go back to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 3. What's up with the chief priest? Shalom. Shalom. That's right. Tavex. Purity and becoming one. Yeah. Becoming one under YOZ. Tavex. Yeah. This is that place where you get filtered to right here. Bam. Final filter process. Bam. You drop here at YOZ. Now, stay stumped down for the Most High God, Yahweh, till the kingdom comes or you go to the kingdom. Okay, so verse 12. Therefore, since we have such hope, we use great boldness of speech. So it's not hard to understand what they're talking about here, man. You know what I'm saying? See, now Peter is like, hey, it's hard to understand Paul. Hold on now. Listen. You can twist his words to your own destruction and all that. He's saying, look, man, I use great plainness of speech. Shut up, Peter. I'm trying to get this out, man. But Peter like, hey, yo, listen, he dissing me. He's really trying to expose our hand here. You can't be saying that too much here, man. Like, you know, and at this point in time, in the first century, and when they just really starting to write this stuff and put this stuff out there, man, they trying to be anonymous. That's why the Gospels are anonymous. No one knows who wrote them. They're trying to just be anonymous, because if this comes out, boy, these zealots is going to kill us. We worthy of death if this comes out. And they know who really wrote this. Because these zealots are still out here, even though they're at war with the Romans. So we got to be real strategic with this, bringing this stuff out. That's how they felt back in those days. you know. But that's why you hear Peter be like, yeah, they don't, hey, it's hard to understand him, you know. But nah, it's not hard to understand him because he says he used great boldness of speech. And then let's go on and read because, yeah. Therefore, since we have such hope, we use great boldness of speech, unlike Moses. So Moses didn't use great plainness of speech. That's what he's saying here. That's what Marcion, aka Paul, his pen name Paul, that's what Paul is saying here. That Moses didn't use great plainness of speech, right? Right. But by Moses, we woke up. We woke up by Moses, reading the curses in the great plainness of speech, in the curses of Deuteronomy 28, resonating with us, right? That's how we woke up. So Moses do use great plainness of speech. This is just Paul, the Romans with their grievance towards the Hebrew Bible. Unlike Moses, who put a veil over his face so that the children of Israel could not look steadily at the end of what was passing away. So he's saying, man, at the time that the law was presented, it was passing away. So they could not look steadily at the end of what was passing away. And that's not why Moses put a veil over his face. He put a veil over his face so that, because his face shined. It was so shiny. His face shined because, he was looking at the Most High. He was really with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And he was seeing things, and he just had this glow about himself that, he had to cover it up because it was so shiny when he come from talking to God. When he come from talking to God, he's like shining, face shining, right? And the Israelites like, so he put a veil over his face, because his face was really shiny. Every time he went to go and talk to the Most High God, in the presence of the Most High God, that'd be glistening. The brightness of the Most High. But, they're twisting it here. They're lying. Paul is lying on Moses here. That's not why. And can any Christian come on here? Can any Christian come up on here and say that's the reason why Moses put a veil over his face? Huh? Yeah, let's put a link in the chat so a Christian or a Christian can come up on here and tell us that that's why Moses put a veil over his face, right? Because y'all gonna quit playing with YOZ, man. Y'all can play with those other guys, man. But y'all ain't finna play over here. For real. Bring it out. Come on. The link is in the chat. Any Christianite want to come on here and tell us That's the reason why Moses put a veil over his face. Right? We'll start from verse 12 in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 12. Therefore, since we have such hope, we use great boldness of speech, unlike Moses, who put a veil over his face. Here's the reason. So that the children of Israel could not look steadily at the end of what was passing away. Right? So he's saying that Moses deceived the children of Israel so that they couldn't see that the commandments that he told them to keep, one day, all of this stuff that they're dying over, all these laws that they're dying over and killing over, one day it's all going to be ended. It's all just going to end and be abolished. Right? So any Christian come on here and can any Christian or any Christianites confirm that in the Torah that that's why Moses put a veil over his face to deceive the children of Israel so that they couldn't see what he was presenting to them, the commandments, will one day be abolished. It's passing away. Right? Reading on. But their minds were blinded. For until this day, the same veil remains unlifted in the reading of the Old Testament. That's where we hear that the Hebrew Bible is old. It's passed away. It's old. They would, you feel me, if they would have named it the Dead Testament, bro. But they got Israelites that they're trying to fool. They would have named it the Dead Testament. I'm pretty sure they debated it. Look what it's saying here. No, 14 again. From the top from 14, verse 14. But their minds were blinded. So Moses was trying to blind the minds of the Israelites? Any Christian lights come on? No, no one's here. No one's in the studio. No one's backstage trying to come on. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But their minds were blinded, for until this day, the same veil remains unlifted in the reading of the Old Testament. That's where we hear the Hebrew Bible being called old first. They named our scriptures old because the veil is taking away in JC. But even to this day, when Moses is read, a veil lies on their heart. Nevertheless, when one turns to the LJC, right, the veil is taken away. That's crazy, man. That's a lot of dissing. They dissing the Torah, they dissing Moses and saying that when you're reading the so-called Old Testament, you can't understand it. You know, it's a veil over your heart because you're going to be thinking that you can keep the law. You know, if you knew JC, you would know that you don't have to keep the law. That's what it's saying. That veil over your heart. Because when you read Moses, you know, Moses makes it really clear. And he's very, you know, Moses is easily recognized as being sincere when he's talking. Like he's serious and he's like being really real and honest. And that would be on your heart. Like, yeah, we got to keep the commandments. And he's saying, like, you know what I mean? It's a veil over your heart because you don't know JC. And JC, he done away with all of that. Right? So that's what it is, man. So the New Testament is pure witchcraft. That's right. The New Testament is pure witchcraft. It's the book of witchcraft. That's crazy, man. They got a lot of subliminal dissing up in there, man. Like, right? Let's go to... It's all over the place, man. Oh, no. Oh, my New Testament is chopped off. The last few pages of my New Testament is chopped off. See, it's an old. This is the Bible. This is the Bible that I had when I was locked up, man. When I was repenting, I was an asset. I was in the hole. I was locked in the hole for inciting a riot against the inmates and the COs, little cops. They threw me in the hole for that. And this was in the hole. This was in the hole. And I've had it since 2017. Yeah, but it stops at basically chapter 17. And I had a cold lesson, but it's all good. I would go with the spirit. You know what I mean? That needs to be chopped off, man. That's garbage anyway, man. We don't need that anyway. Like, right? Yeah. We got major knowledge. We got so much knowledge. We should start our own college. What y'all say, fellas? YOZ University? Exactly. Like, right? But you want to cut the New Testament? Let's cut the New Testament then. They ridiculous, man. They believe in this. This is garbage right here. This New Testament is garbage. It's garbage. Yeah, we're gonna have to burn it one day. And just detach it from the real word and just burn it. Burn it. Burn it live. Yeah. Adrian says, so why in Luke 1, Zechariah and Elizabeth, in Luke 1, Zechariah and Elizabeth, righteous by walking in the commandments, they didn't need anyone to die for their sins. Yeah. Yeah, the New Testament is trying to pull one over on us. That's what it is. The New Testament is trying to pull one over on it because they want to associate themselves with the Torah Tanakh, with the law, and these characters keeping the law, and it sounds like everything is Jerusalem. That's what they're trying to paint with their writings. Everything is Jerusalem. Right? These people keeping the law and all of this stuff. And they be slipping up because it's not divine. It's not of the Most High like that to where they can, be perfect about it because it's deceit. Now the Most High is allowing it to be wrote for testing purposes, and that's how it's of the Most High, but it's not on the right hand side of the Most High in righteousness, so it does have deceit in it for testing purposes. So, like, it's wicked. This is really evil what they're trying to do to us spiritually with the New Testament. This is not right. This is not right. Right? Trying to suppress the ministry, Yahweh is going to get them for that too. You can't do that. You got to let it be available. That's why they wasn't able just to completely destroy the Hebrew Bible, because you have to let it be available. The Most High wanted the truth to be available, right? And then you write these other books, you feel me? You can even attach the book, put a divider in between it, you know what I'm saying? New Testament, Old Testament, but you gotta have the truth available. It's for the people to decide and want to, for the intelligent people that can get it, the intelligent people that the Most High God wants to follow him, right? And what they're doing now in this new day is this message to serve Yahweh only and to abide by Hebrew scriptures only is being suppressed by the enemies of God. And that's a number one rule they should know. That's a no. So this is going to bring your kingdom to an end even faster, trying to suppress us, the Yahweh only Israelites that serve Yahweh only. You're trying to suppress this message the most because they know that this is the message that brings salvation. This is going to make Yahweh come. You know what I'm saying? His people directing their praise and worship to him only. He has to come for his name's sake. You see what I'm saying? But if everybody's just worshiping JC, the Most High can let him deliver you. You calling on him. It's a whole other thing going on, and a whole other book written in a whole another language dedicated to a whole nother nation, man. What that got to do with the Most High? Think the Most High coming? Most High told you, stay away from idolatry. He's the jealous God. He's not coming. Because you're in idolatry. Majority rules. Majority of people went into idolatry. We went into captivity, right? But majority do not have to come out of idolatry for the Most High God to rescue us, just the 1/3. Because then we'll never come out, because Israel be stuck on like wickedness and rebellion, other deities, gods, fake fictional character gods. Israel is really like a spiritual nation. But if you're spiritual with no knowledge, then you're going to be everywhere. You just going to be going over here and there and thinking that you can do that. And you're going to be getting whooped on in the spirit. Because Israel can't do that. We locked in with the Most High God, Yahweh. Like, right? So let's go to John 8. John 8. For Vernon Arnold. Shalom, King. All right. Shalom, King. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh. You're right. And the Most High is watching. The Most High is watching you. He put your page in front of me. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh. Yeah. Like the video. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh. All right. Right. There you go. See? Get involved with the chat, everyone. That's real what Alexandria said. That's real, man. Okay. So we here in John 8. Okay, so we're going to start at verse 12 in John 8. Verse 12 in John 8, and it reads, we'll give y'all a chance to go and get y'all snacks. I forgot. I didn't give y'all a chance to get y'all snacks and everything like that. I'm saying go and get y'all snacks, whatever, notebook, pen and pad. Now enjoy the live. Enjoy the chat, right? A little spinach, huh? Okay. Everybody ready? Let's see what JC talking about here. Let's see what JC talking about here, man. This is who everyone follows. This is who everyone follows, JC, right? We're here in John 8. This is who everyone loves. Right. John 8, verse 12. Then JC spoke to them again, saying, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. Okay, this is what he says after doing away with the law, with the judgment of the law. He says this right after he did away with the judgment of the law on the adulterous woman, right? And the adulterer man, right? So the adulterous man and the adulterous woman, he took the judgment away from them. They were supposed to be put to death. They were caught in an act. They were supposed to be put to death. They were caught in the act of adultery, right? JC says let him without sin who's among us, let him without sin who is among you cast the first stone. Right? The New Testament tells us those that believe in JC and that follows JC is without sin. Those who believe in JC is without sin. So any one of those people that believe in JC could have stoned her. JC is without sin, right? That's what the New Testament says. He's without sin. He could have stoned her. So the story doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. You can never attempt to try to break the law and it makes sense. Right? You can never attempt to try to change the law, rearrange the law, subtract the judgment from the law, and it makes sense. It's never going to make sense. Shalom, 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 Henry, shalom. Okay. So there, this is what he says. After taking the judgment away from the law, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness. So what is he calling darkness? What did he just change? The law. Right? He just took the judgment from the law. Right? So now he's saying that he's the light. He's boasting that he's the light because he just changed the law that he's calling darkness that they were walking in. Because before him, they were walking in this way of life, to kill those that commit adultery. Right? We'll never have a society like we have now if these writings, right? If the Romans, wasn't the freaks that they are, you know what I'm saying? The Edomites, so-called white people, if they wasn't such the freaks that they are, and they like to indulge into orgies and adulteries and bestiality and all kind of manner of sexual perversion, right? If they wasn't such freaks, we wouldn't have this. Because nobody wants to, let me keep it clean. Don't nobody want to have sex with your wife more than the white man, right? Look. This should still be in law today. Right? This judgment of adultery, it keeps society running peacefully. A little more peaceful. Let me say that. But he wants to have sex with your wife and not have a consequence behind it. Right? He wants to come, and be able to just slide through with all his money and riches and the privileges that he got on the world, you feel me, to impress your girl, and take your girl, on helicopter rides, on a jet, on a private jet, take her to another island or whatever. Have his way with her because she got a nice body or whatever, you feel me, then drop her back off to you, or, whatever, however he wants to deal with her. And he wants that freedom to do without having the law, the judgment of the law, condemning him for his wickedness, right? Wanting to dip into someone else's bucket, right? Like we said in the beginning of this video, right? So you see, that's why they write this stuff in here. That's another thing they didn't like. Whatever it is in the Hebrew Bible, the Torah, the law, that they don't like, they change it in the New Testament. Now, they don't change everything. There's the things that they don't like the dietary law. They don't like it. They like eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They like it. Catfish, alligator. They like it. They want to eat that type of stuff. They like dipping off into other cultures, experiencing little, go over to the, Moabites, the Chinese people, go to their culture, you feel me, and parlay with them and eat a bunch of penises and dogs and cats. They want to try that stuff, you feel me? They want to go off and have the freedom to do that. So they changed the law. Nothing outside of you that enters you can defile you. For the Christians that's watching, we're going to put another link in the chat for the Christians. This is for the Christians that's watching. You don't like what I say? Hey, come debate it. Any Christians that's watching, right? Thumbs up the video, like the video, for sure. Let's get into rotation. Okay. Okay. So we got the link in the chat. Any Christians that want to, fight back. Christians are welcome to watch. Those who we're after. We're after our people that are Christians. We want y'all to see this and get it and understand it and be like, okay, yeah, y'all right. This doesn't make any sense. This is BS. This is trash. The New Testament is trash. So yeah, we hope Christians and Christian lights are watching. That's our people. But if it's any Christians that's just like of the other nations, still you can come on, you feel me, and debate your cause. If you want to stand up for what you believe in, because we coming down on what you believe in. Can't fault you for that. You want to try to, but you're not going to be able to make any sense here because we're going to just show you the truth. And maybe that you can, if you're a Gentile, if you're humble enough, accept the righteous Israelites and assist the righteous Israelites in serving the Most High God, Yahweh. Right? Yeah, that's right. Because we're gathering everyone to us. That's everyone that wants to serve the Most High God, Yahweh, only except Edomites. And who else? Yeah, Moabites. Except Edomites and Moabites. All right. But if y'all want to listen, y'all can listen. You feel me? And then if I was of another nation like that, those two nations, I know the scripture says what it says, but I still would try. It's all you got. I still would serve. Maybe I receive some mercy. I still would try to serve them though. Maybe, in the way he tells me to serve them, serve them through the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to the Israelites, help the Israelites out, and maybe I can receive some mercy. That's what I would do if I was a Moabite or an Edomite. But we're not here for you. Verse 13. Let's start at verse 12. Then JC spoke to them again, saying, I am the light of the world. That's another thing that they're jealous of. They're jealous that we're the light of the world. Let's get that. Let's go to the Tanakh. And we're the light of the world. Jealous, like you the light of the world, man. You changing the law. How are you the light of the world? You changing the law, subtracting the judgment from the law. You feel me? Do not add or subtract from the law. Let's get that first. Deuteronomy 4:2. What is he doing here, man? What did he just do? He took away the judgment from the adultery law. Do not add or take away from the law. Can any Christian come up here and say that's not what he did? He didn't take away. He didn't take away the judgment from the adultery law. Now let's go to the Torah. Now, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your God, which I command you. So JC here in John 8, you can say from 1 to 12, verse 1 to 12. He just diminished out of the law. He took away, he subtracted from the law. He subtracted the judgment from the law. See, but a lot of little wicked ass women, they don't mind him doing this. A lot of the wicked women, they don't mind him taking away this one. They don't mind. And a lot of wicked brothers too that want to have sex with other brothers' wives and all of that. They don't mind this one being taken away though. But you can never take it away because the Most High is going to get you. Yahweh is going to get you one way or another. He's going to get you. Right? Some people know it's wrong. Some people know the New Testament is wrong, but they use it as an excuse to do their own little filthy pleasures. They know it ain't right. Right? Just like Big Porky with his congregation. You know, he got a bunch of pork chops and pork bacon, all at his so-called little gathering, Thanksgiving. He's celebrating Thanksgiving as Idol Shy Day. But he knows it's wrong. He knows it's not, he knows it's against the law. He knows that, but then again, he uses the New Testament to justify his wickedness so that he can, you feel me, indulge in his filthy pleasures of eating unclean foods. And that's what people do. If they like, you feel me, the law is done away where you can always use that. Well, you know. And you know, the head of GMS, Apostle Tahar, he uses that every now and then whenever, you feel me, he wants to break the Sabbath. Hey, your ox is in a ditch. What can you do? Hey, your ox is in a ditch, ox. You get your lamb is in a ditch. What can you gotta do what you got. See? Giving excuses. Just give excuses, man. So we got that. All right? And we the light, man. We the light. What you talking about? What they talking about, man? Huh? Heck they talking about, man? We the law. We the light. Yeah. Isaiah 49:6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldst be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserve of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, and that thou mayest be my salvation unto all the earth, and that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. We are the salvation. We are the light to the Gentiles. We are the light. So JC boasting that he's the light. Isaiah 49:6, we are the light. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the ends of the earth. Now we're telling you what are the requirements of salvation. That's what the servant job is to do. We're telling you, if you want salvation, this is what you have to do. So we're his salvation to the ends of the earth, right? For all times, right? And for everyone in the earth, right? We're the light. We're the true Christ. Israel is the Christ. Israel, the men of Israel. You feel me? We're the Christ. We're the Messiahs, right? It tells you this stuff. Like, we are to be anointed with the oil, the holy oil. We are. So we're the real Christ. It's just the Romans, when they wrote the New Testament, they took all of those responsibilities off of us, right? And put it onto JC. So now the whole world, Shalom. 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 Shalom Lamad. My elder Lamad. Shalom. That's right. So yeah. We the light. And they hate on that. They jealous of that. They're jealous of us. We're the light. Back here in John 8. John 8. Let's start at so yeah, he said we're gonna start at 13. YOZ Street Ministry coming soon. Yeah, we want to go street preach. That's right. Okay. Verse 13 in John 8. The Pharisees therefore said to him, you bear witness of yourself. Your witness is not true. JC answered and said to them, even if I bear witness of myself, my witness is true, for I know where I came from and where I am going. Wow. So why is he on the cross? Hanging on the cross, crying, saying, Eli Samachari, why has thou forsaken me? God, why hast thou forsaken me? But he knew where he was going. If you know where you're going, how is he forsaking you? That's crazy, man. You gotta be heck of stupid to believe in this stuff, man. You just gotta be a dummy, man. Blind love. That like you on dang, bro. The type of love that y'all got for JC, you Christians, y'all don't even got that type of love for your woman, man. You find out that your woman is cheating or she's shysty, you out of there. Out of there. You find out JC is shysty. So many places. This ain't adding up, man. He's sounding crazy as hell. You know, he's trying to destroy the law. You feel me? He backbiting. He's speaking with double speak. He's speaking with euphemisms and reverse psychology and all of this old stuff, bro. You know? And you just loving on him. You just overlook it. Right? Your girl come in late. Like she usually get in at 8 o'clock. She come home now at 9 o'clock. You like, wait, what's going on? Wait, no, hold on, man. Let me see your phone. You get to investigate. You get to investigate, right? When you love JC so much, it's just blind love, man. Forget it, man. Overlook it, man. It's nothing. Right? It's nothing. Y'all tripping for real. Right? You don't let Shorty get away with nothing. Yeah. How was the food, honey? Well, you know, it wasn't as good as last time. You know, it was a little burnt. You know what I'm saying? a little burnt on the toast. You just, man, right? But JC, right? He taking away from the law and everything, man. It's all right. You know, he dissing your highway and everything. It's all right, huh? You in love with Paul too. You in love with this garbage, man. You still want to investigate it. You still want to. It's okay with you. You know. It's all right. It's a consequence for that. There's a judgment for stupidity. Right? It's a judgment. All right. So, from 13 again. And we can dissect it really like well. But, yeah. The Pharisees therefore said to him, you bear witness of yourself. Your witness is not true. JC answered and said to them, even if I bear witness of myself, my witness is true. For I know where I came from and where I am going. But you do not know where I come from and where I am going. You judge according to the flesh. I judge no one. Said he judged no one. And yet, if I do judge, my judgment is true. For I am not alone, but I am with my Father, but I am with the Father who sent me. It is also written in your law that the testimony of two men is true. I am one who bears witness of myself. And the Father who sent me bears witness of me. Okay. So it's saying, did you guys catch that? Where he says, it is also written in your law. Your law, not our law. Your law. Why is it written like that? Because JC did not keep the law of Moses. He is a fictional character, and the Romans is writing as JC idol shy Yeshua, right? JC. The Romans is writing as him, and it's not their law. It's not their law, right? And JC is their fictional character to take you away from the law, to rearrange the law, to make it more suitable for the Romans. That's the purpose of JC, to make the law more suitable for the Romans. And they can take away and rearrange whatever they don't want to keep in the law. All right? Then they said to him, "Where is your father?" JC answered, "You know neither me nor my father. If you had known me, you would have known my father also." See, this is why Christians think that JC is God. Because he say stuff like this. You know neither me nor my father. If you had known me, you would have known my father also. These words JC spoke in the treasury as he taught in the temple, and no one laid hands on him, for his hour had not yet come. Then JC said to them again, "I am going away, and you will seek me, and will die in your sin. Where I go, you cannot come." So the Jews said he will kill himself because he says, "Where I go, you cannot come." Like, yeah, how we can't come? Like, I mean, what's going on? And another thing is like, it's like he says, "I am going away, and you will seek me, and will die in your sins. Where I go, you cannot come." If he's going to heaven, but no one else is going to heaven. No one else but JC is going to heaven, according to JC. Right? And he said to them, "You are from beneath. Woo. I am from above." Wait. So he's talking to Jews here. You go to verse 22, it says, "So the Jews said he will kill himself because he says, 'Where I go, you cannot come.'" Right? Verse 23. And he said to them, "You are from beneath, I am from above. You are of this world. I am not of this world." Well, what will make JC not of this world? Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that we, the Jews, you feel me, the sons of God, are of this world, but you're supposed to be a Jew. You're supposed to be the son of God like us, born of a man and a woman like us. Well, what makes you so different? What makes you so different? What makes him so different is that he's in the gospel is saying that he's not fully man. He is not made from a sperm and an egg. He's made from the Holy Ghost and an egg. Dumb Christian lights like to twist the New Testament, and then they make it the New Testament, right? But it's like you don't have to twist it, man. It's good to know that it's garbage, right? It's good because that's your salvation. See, the light of the world. I'm telling you how to obtain salvation because we are the Christ. Don't do that. Don't twist the New Testament to try to make it flow with the so-called Old Testament, because you cannot do that anyway. You cannot make it flow with the Hebrew Bible. You cannot pull a clean thing out of an unclean thing. You can't do that, man. And we're going to make sure you don't do that, because you guys tried it already. You attempted to do that, and we here to cut you, and we didn't cut you guys numerous of times trying to do that. We told you don't do that. Right? We're going to start at 23 again. Listen up. Listen up. 23 in John 8. And he said to them, you are from beneath, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. Therefore, I said to you that you will die in your sins. For if you do not believe that I am he, you will die in your sins. If you don't believe that I am he, he that exists, Yahweh. We are he. That's who he is. He is. That's Yahweh's name. That's what it means. He is. He that exists. He's saying that. JC saying right here, well, you got to believe that I am he, or you're going to die in your sins. Let's continue to read. Yo, you don't believe me? Okay. Let's continue to read. Then they said to him, who are you? And JC said to them, just what I have been saying to you from the beginning. So what do you mean from the beginning? When he first started talking to them, he says, you neither know me, right here in verse 19, you neither know me nor my Father. If you had known me, you would have known my Father also. He's saying that he is the Father, right? So when you go to what? Let's see. What is that? John 10. John 10. And what is that? Where is that? Let's go to John 14, verse 10. Do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father in me? Right? It's the same, one and the same thing. That's what he's saying. All right. And then chapter 14, verse 9, JC said to him, let's start at 8. This is John 14, chapter 8. Philip said to him, Lord, show us the Father, and it is sufficient for us. Show us the Father. Show us the Father. Right? That's a good question. You know what I mean? That's something good to ask. Like, you feel me? If you like, You saying that you doing all these miracles, show us the Father. JC said to him, have I been with you so long? Salaki. And that's a good request. I mean, that's not a question, but that was a good request. Show us the Father. JC said to him, have I been with you so long, and yet you have not known me? Philip, he who has seen me has seen the Father. So how can you say, show us the Father? He said he's the Father. That's why he says, if you don't believe that I am he, you're going to die in your sins. If you don't believe that he's the Father, you're going to die in your sins. That's what the New Testament is saying to you. You got a completely new God. The God of the Hebrew Bible is not the God of the Christian Bible. You see? God is not a man. God tells us that in the Hebrew Bible. He's not a man. He says, cursed is he who trusts in man. So if he comes as a man and then tells you to trust in him, that's a contradiction, because you're going to be like, no, you're going to lose out on salvation because he tells you not to trust in a man, and you're going to be cursed if you trust in man like that. And then he comes as a man telling you to trust in him, and then if you don't trust in this man that he told you not to trust, then you're going to die in your sins. This is like, whoa. Someone's trying to trick me here. Exactly. The New Testament is a Roman creation to trick the Israelites into idolatry. There you go. Let me go back to John 8. And any Christian lights, any Christians that's on, drop another link in the chat for any Christians that want to come on. Or this link is also going to be for anyone that wants to just anyone who has any questions for the high priest. You know, the live is always Q&A. Anyone that has any questions for the high priest, you can hit the link. You can come on. We don't necessarily have to debate. We can have a dialogue. All right. Like that guy that came on yesterday, right? He was an atheist. Like he was not atheist, but he was like sinking off into atheism. Like, yeah, that was crazy. Like, what's going on, man? That's the cycle of life. The Most High gonna take Big Mama. Don't hate the Most High for taking Big Mama. Big Mama all right. Big Mama all right now. She with the Lord. Don't go. Nah, she gonna disappoint her. This dummy didn't. Because the cycle of life got a cycle. This dummy didn't left the Lord because I went to the Lord. That's crazy. Idolatry. That's idolatry. You love your grandma more than you love God. You love Big Mama more than you love God. Now you done left the Most High because he took Big Mama. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful now. You can leave YOZ and go and be a hermit, you know, or you can leave YOZ and just go somewhere else and be a hermit. But you know, but if you leave the doctrine, if you leave, there's nowhere to go from here but atheism. Okay? This is the final. You're at the top here. You at the tip top here, right? Now, if you just fall off, you're going to atheism. You at the very top here to serve Yahweh only, Torah Tanakh only. This is it. So you got to be careful with that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right, Adrian. That's right. Sakari did dodge me. Yeah. That's right. I told you, they tell their people to stay away from me. They stay away from this sword. Stay away from this sword. Like, right? Yeah. Someone send this live to Sakari. Somebody send this live to Sakari. They dodged me. I sent them the email. I told you. I told them that they were scared. Man, y'all scared. Send me an email. And if you don't send me an email within 24 hours, I'm going to get back on here and I'm going to say you were scared. So you're going to get back on your platform, after 24 hours of me not responding and say that I was scared, right? But you won't get back on your platform after 24 hours to debate me. Now you saying that you got to prepare for Passover. Yeah, they dodged me. And he was like, I'm going to get up with you this week. He ain't got up with me yet. Oh, what did he forget? You ain't forgot. Because I'm tagging you in the short. I dropped a short, tagged you in that. Dropped the video lesson. King David sitting on the throne. Tagged you in that. How can you forget? You dodging me, man. Because you already know. Right? They already know what's going to happen. Right? It's cool. It's enough spinach after this. No, I just didn't want my stomach to be growling while I'm conducting the live. Lorenzo, peace. All praises to the Most High. Howard. That's right. All praises to the Most High. Howard. Yeah. Matthew. Are the Edomites white? Does it make sense according to the scriptures? Deuteronomy says, of a strange tongue or speech. Didn't Israel talk to Edom? Huh? Let's show his comment. Comment on the screen. This is what Matthew asks. Okay, are the Edomites white? Does it make sense according to the scriptures? Deuteronomy says of a strange tongue or speech. Okay, I get what you're trying to say. So he is saying that Deuteronomy in the curses, it says that we will be enslaved to a people whose tongue we will not understand. Okay. He's saying is like, if white people are the Edomites speak Hebrew, we will be able to understand their language. Okay. Yeah, white people are Edomites, and the world did not stand still for 4,000 years since Moses. Okay, so the world did not stand still for just 4,000 years, right? Ever since Moses, no, people move around, right? They take on different banners, Greeks, Romans, and then after that, what? Different flags. They take on different languages. How many languages was created after Hebrew? I mean, like, English is a new language, Greek. You see white people, they're always changing their language, right? If you just want to go from Hebrew, they went from Hebrew, speaking like everyone else in the world, to Greek, right? And then Latin, and then what? Spanish, and then what? English. So they're always changing their language, right? So, well, they don't speak Greek anymore, like really, but you get what I'm saying? So we didn't understand them when they were speaking in English. We're still speaking in Hebrew. So we didn't recognize them as the nation that they were portraying, that they came under. America. Like, what? We don't know y'all as Americans, and y'all to be speaking this new language of English. No, we know y'all as Edomites, right? And we know that, you feel me, y'all, of course, got different languages and stuff like that. And we know that y'all dropped the Hebrew language, you feel me, because it's not for y'all. So with these camps lying to y'all saying that, oh, they're Hebrew Edomites and they're Hebrew Moabites. No. They dropped all of that, you feel me? It's the covenant is for us. That's our inheritance. Yeah, the name, the language, it all comes to us. We carried it on because it's our inheritance. It's not their inheritance. Dummies. Right? So yeah, the world didn't stand still for 4,000 years, and everybody just speak the same language that they spoke back in the time of Moses. So that answers your question, Matthew. Did that answer your question? I hope it did. So yes, white people are the Edomites. They fulfill all of the prophecies of the Edomites, just like so-called black people. We fulfill all of the prophecies of the Israelites. Okay, I'm gonna put my email. Adrian wanna contact me. I'm gonna put my email in the chat. From there, I'll give you my phone number. Okay, that's correct. Okay. Anyone have any questions for me that they don't want to address on the live, or if anyone just want to have a conversation with me, there you go. That's my email right there. Okay. So we right here. We back at John 8:23. It says, and he said to them, ye are from beneath. I am from above. That's God talk right there. That's straight God talk. God is from above. We're here from beneath. He looks down on us. Right? These New Testament writers are saying that JC is God. You see how John comes on? Look how John comes on, though. Look how it starts off in the beginning of John. And you trying to say that they're not trying to say that he's God? John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You go down here to verse 14, and the Word became flesh. God became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. The glory as the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Damn, man, this is and trying to make God a man, it's not gonna make sense. Right? So God, JC is the Father, and the Father is God. God, so JC begot himself. JC is the Father, begotten of the Father. Wow. But you guys see that though, right? And the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. That means God became a flesh and blood human being. God became a man. It says, unless you believe that I am he, you will die in your sins. Then they said to him, who are you? And JC said to them, just what I've been saying to you from the beginning. I have many things to say and to judge concerning you. But he who sent me is true. You see, and this is where the Trinity comes in at. And then you got to be like, okay, well, I kind of can see where you're saying that it's another God. It has to be, man. It has to kind of like, because the way he's talking here, like he's talking like he's God, but then he's talking like there's another God somewhere, though, like a Father God. Like, this is dumb. This is stupid. Okay, so Matthew, he said, I do understand what you are saying, which is why it makes less sense, but it's your deal. I do believe the covenant is all yours. Oh, okay, he just don't want to be an Edomite. Who would want to be an Edomite? All right, but it is what it is. Okay, we say, anything concerning you. We're going to start at verse 25. Then they said to him, who are you? And JC said to them, just what I have been saying to you from the beginning. I have many things to say and to judge concerning you, but he who sent me is true. And I speak to the world those things which I heard from him. They did not understand that he spoke to them of the Father. Right? There you go. Unless you believe that I am he. Then they said to him, who are you? Right here in verse 27, they did not understand that he spoke to them of the Father. That's who he is. Right? That's what it's saying he is. The Father, because that is he is the Father. Unless you believe that I am he. Come on now. Right? You can't say that. And you can't say the I am. Oh, unless you I am. You can't say that you are I am, like and then he said that somewhere and they picked up stones to try to stone him. I think that's somewhere in like John 5. Like, right? Is that like somewhere in John 5 or somewhere? Well, let's see. Let's keep going. Yeah, see what I'm saying? 28, verse 28. Then JC said to them, when you lift up the Son of Man, then you will know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself, but as my Father taught me, I speak these things, and he who sent me, I am he. Right? You know that I am he. Right? Verse 29. And he who sent me is with me. The Father has not left me alone, for I always do those things that please him. You took away the judgment of the law. You took away the adultery judgment. And that pleased him. He doesn't change. Malachi 3:6. It says that Yahweh doesn't change. As he spoke these words, many believed in him. Then JC said to those Jews who believed in him, if you abide in my words, you are my disciples indeed. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's a lie, right? That's a lie. You will not know the truth if you're his disciple. You will be blinded. You'll be lost. You'll be in idolatry if you're his disciple. You will not know the truth. Right? The truth don't set you free. Right? That's what they get from here. That's a popular saying that they get from the New Testament. And the truth shall make you free. The truth is going to bond you. It's going to bound you. It's going to bound you to the law. That's what the truth is going to do. It's going to confine you to the law. Right? That's what the truth will do. It's not going to make you free. You're some free spirit now. You're just a free spirit. I'm a free spirit. I do what I want to do. No, truth don't make you free, man. Truth make you bound to the law. You can't do what you want to do. Someone who's free, they just do what they want to do. That's in JC. JC will make you free, a free spirit. You just do what you want to do. That's what it is. They answered him, we are Abraham's descendants and have never been in bondage to anyone. How can you say you will be made free? Anyone who's like a Christian like you in captivity, and you think that JC got the truth, that make you free? It make you free? Nah. Free. What do you mean free? Free from the law is what they mean. JC answered them. JC answered them. They said, and then it's like, they just messed up here. The writers just messed up here because, like, the Israelites, of course, the Israelites been in bondage to many people, right? They answered him, "We are Abraham's descendants and have never been in bondage to anyone. How can you say you will be made free?" JC answered them, "Most assuredly, I say to you, whoever commits sin is a slave of sin. And a slave does not abide in the house forever, but a son abides forever. Therefore, if the Son makes you free, you shall be free indeed." That's a lie. It's garbage. We seek freedom in the law, in the Torah, and that's what they're afraid of. The secret council, and you got the little Jewish woman, and she's like, "Man, the biggest threat to this Jewish state is the young African Americans in America." Like, these, why? Is because we are the light to the world. You know what I'm saying? We could make something like religion. We can make it cool to the young people, to the youth. We can make it cool. You feel me? Like, oh wow, they the way they doing this, it's attractive. The way they doing this, it don't seem boring. It don't seem like it's a burden like just regular religion. And you falling asleep in the church, you know what I'm saying? And can't wait for it to be over, But nah, man, we got the swag to really dip it in the sauce, and make it likable and make it tolerable. Make it, you know what I'm saying? And make it cool. We got that ability because we the light. Like, they got swag. Look how they dress. I mean, wow. They're keeping the commandments, but they got style. They got swag. I mean, they keeping the commandments, but look, they talk with slang. You know what I mean? Look. They making this look easy. Because it's easy. Because we're the light. And that's what we do. You feel me? Look. They got multiple wives. Oh, whoa. They can have multiple. Why? We ain't just got to be tied down to just one thing. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We making it do what it do. There's nothing wrong with having one wife, though. It's really nothing wrong with having one wife. If you want to have one wife, you have one wife. It's not a law to have multiple wives. It's an option. If you want to have multiple wives, you can have multiple wives. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be having this, like making 100,000 or $250,000 to have multiple wives. You just got to have multiple women that really like you. That's it. And they're going to make it work. Okay. Let's see. And I can't tell you if it's better for you to have multiple wives or have one wife. That's up to you and your situation and how you feel in this captivity, how you feel, But I know it's ideal for every man to want to take care of his wife, Every righteous man wants to take care of his wife or his wives. We really want to take care of them, If you can provide to where they don't have to work, I know a man would want to choose that rather than have their girl go out into the work field and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So But if your girl has to go out there into the work field because we're in captivity, you just got to make sure that she got a good understanding and that she's really with the Lord, the Most High Yahweh, because it's a lot of temptations out there. We don't really want our women out there. It's a lot of temptations. You're dealing with the world, and worldly people, and worldly people don't respect marriages. Most of them don't, because it's like in hip hop, it's like it's part of the culture to want to sleep with someone else's girl. They think that's cool, and that's why the Edomites at the top, they be trying to grab Jake, because Jake can make things cool. That's not cool. Like a wicked Jake can make wickedness cool. That's what hip hop is all about. Like, right? We said that in the last live. Just wanted to just show the other side of it too. Like, we the light, we can make something that's not cool. Like religion, we can make it cool, and that's what's been going on. That's why everybody is, attracted to the Israelites. Everybody is just coming to the Israelites like a magnet. You know what I mean? Okay, put another link in the chat. Put another link in the chat, Y'all can't see that one no more. Can't see that. It's okay. Put another link in the chat. So any Christians want to come on? Debate your cause. Any Christians want to come on? All right. If you disagree with the YOZ doctrine, Tanakh only doctrine, Hebrew Bible only doctrine, serving the Most High God, Yahweh only, serving the Creator only, if you disagree, come on here. Right? If you knew me from the streets, right, and you got some type of issue with me, you watching me because you knew me from the streets, and you like, oh man, this guy think he's holier than thou. Come up on here, man. Come up on here. I'm gonna hit the link. I'm gonna bring you on, and man, you can speak your grievance. You know what I'm saying? You can speak your grievance, what you got, your grievance towards the high priest, because in the streets, I ain't never screwed nobody over first. You feel me? I ain't never lashed anyone that didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holier than thou. I'm just saying you gotta repent, man. You can't just be in falsehood and wickedness your whole life. Damn. Like, you can't just keep rejecting righteousness and then rejecting knowledge your whole life. You got something against me? You think I'm a fake? You know what? Think I'm a fake nigga, huh? You think I'm fake? You think I'm a sucker? Huh? You think that the world should know something about me, nigga? Well, come on then. I'm gonna put another link in the chat if you think so. Because like Saul the Sodomite, what Saul the Sodomite say? That I was a snitch from Oakland? Is there anybody from Oakland, East Oakland, or anyone know anything about me being a snitch? You see, bearing false witness. Yeah, come up on here. And we got King Joseph. King Joseph in the building. There you go, brother. It's the king. Yeah, the righteous man. We just might appoint him head of us. Hosea 1:11. Might just appoint him head over us and come up out of this thing, man. That's true, man. That's true. Mormons have more than one wife, even though it's illegal here in America, man. That's the king right there, man. Joseph, man. Righteous man of the Lord. Let's see if I can get some more lighting in here. A little bit more. Sun going down on the west coast. Open the blinds just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Light in. The light in. So we're going to start at 30 in John 8. As he spoke these words, many believed in him. Then JC said to those Jews who believed him, if you abide in my words, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered him, we are Abraham's descendants and never been in bondage to anyone. How can you say you will be made free? JC answered, most assuredly, I say to you, whoever commits sin is a slave of sin, and a slave does not abide in the house forever. So Paul tells us that the law is sin and death. So whoever and the law is the strength of sin. That's what Paul tells us. Therefore, if the Son makes you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's descendants, but you seek to kill me because my words have no place in you. I speak what I have seen with my Father. With my Father. How is he the Father? You know, they just go back and forth, man, because this is really of the Romans. And you do what you have seen with your fathers. So he's speaking to the Jews that believe in him. In context, when you go here to verse 30, as he spoke these words, many believed in him. And when you go to 31, it says, then JC said to those Jews who believed in him. When you up here, right? He says in 37, I know that you are Abraham's descendants, but ye seek to kill me. Like, wait, JC, calm down. These are the Jews that believe in you. They're not trying to kill you, man. You know what I mean? JC is probably on some mushrooms, thinking that they're man, right? That's the doctrine coming out of GMS. Nah, I ain't gonna put that on y'all like that. But it was a member in GMS that came out with that doctrine that, you know, mushrooms, magic mushrooms, the fungus, it was mammon that fell from the heavens in the wilderness for the Israelites to eat. And now this guy in GMS, he's just getting high, he's like, some psychedelic shrooms, right? And GMS was like, nah, bro. GMS was like, nah, bro, you tripping. Get him up out of here, man. They kicked him out. And then he started to go against GMS, you feel me? Because he wanted to get high off of mushrooms. And then he eventually fell off. And you don't hear from him no more. Yeah, that guy was crazy. What do he call himself? The wrath of heaven? Right? The wrath of heaven. We got somebody backstage. We're going to bring him on. What are you talking about? What's up with it? What's going on? Unmute yourself. Unmute your mic.
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's going on?
Okay. Oh, I just, I've been reading a lot about this and following the Israelites for quite a bit of time now, and you know, there's debate between whether or not white people are Edomites, which I personally don't believe. Not that it makes my position any better or stronger at all, because I do believe that there's a seed of Lucifer that comes out of Babylon, which, depends on where we're talking about the territory would be. So that's where it leads me to the Zechariah that me and a black man on the live stream were talking about, where it says in Zechariah 13, chapter 13, verse 7, 8, and 9, it talks about the 2/3 of Israelites being destroyed. My position from verse 7 is that there's 2/3 of the teachers of Israel who lead Israel astray. Now, I'm not saying that you're one of them or anything like that. I just go into this because I believe that it's right to know where these places are and to get the people right. And I think this Edomite doctrine comes from GMS, IUIC, and all them kind of camps out there, the Messianic JC followers, which is a bunch of gobbledygook. So I just wonder how much of that bleeds into your doctrine, because there is two seeds besides the ones that you were talking about, or there's one besides Edom that get destroyed, and that's the children of Lucifer, which we can sit here and say spiritually that JC was Lucifer, and then everybody that's a Christian would die, which is fine. Or that the king of Babylon created a seed because he's called Lucifer, right? And I believe it's Zechariah. I'm not 100%. So I'm just curious about those things. And one of the main things that I believe that you got to get right in your doctrine is where these places happened. Because if you don't have it right where they happened, then how are we ever going to get it right? I do personally believe that America is the Holy Land, and you guys are the original or aboriginal people. But that's just my opinion, and I couldn't sit here and tell you for sure nothing, because these scriptures don't make sense unless I'm listening to Israel and actually communicating with you guys. Well, not communicating, but just shutting my mouth and listening, really. So that's all I have to say. If you have any response to that.
All right. So you believe that America is the daughter of Babylon?
Well, I don't know what you mean by the daughter of Babylon. I believe that like New York would be the daughter of Babylon. That would be the Babylonian area, would be the New York.
So you believe that America is the Holy Land? Like,
absolutely, 100%.
Oh, okay. So that's where you're getting thrown off. You're being thrown off.
Well, if I'm thrown off there, then we have to get into the Deuteronomy 28:49 curse of a nation from far off that you do not understand the language would come and conquer you and take you out of there.
Yeah, that happened when we were on the slave coast, when we were on the west coast shores of Africa. When so-called white people came over, and with those slave ships, we did not know their language. When we did not know nothing about America, it was a new nation pretty much at that time.
So you're saying that America came to Africa and grabbed you and brought you over here?
Yeah, that's what happened.
So you're
That's
saying that I'm an Aboriginal American?
I'm not saying you're an Aboriginal American. That's not
Right.
what I'm saying. No, the Aboriginal Americans, they're Japheth, they're Indians, the Native American Indians.
But
That's what they are.
they're just as much European as I am. They
Okay.
have just as much heathen blood as I do, really.
That's after the whitewashing, the raping, and all of that. That's after that. But before
Okay,
you,
I can go with that. I can go with that.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not against that. It just seems weird because like um yeah, no, I could see what you're saying. It just to me makes more sense that it's over here because one of the things in Isaiah 11:11, right? I think it's Isaiah 11:11 says where the majority of Israelites would be. And I do believe the majority of them, bar none, are in America, right? So it says that Israel would be in Egypt and it would be in Assyria. Here, I'll even grab the scriptures real quick and point this out. It's in Isaiah 11:11 and Zechariah 10:10. But yeah, I get what you're saying about the whitewashing. I mean, I personally believe that Japheth was dark skinned and they were in Europe as well. Well, okay, so they would be in Europe, right? So all the isles there were also conquered by white people, which this leads me into the children of Lucifer coming from Babylon, right? Was that a seed of people created by the king of Babylon that went out to do a lot of the dirty work? You know, because we got to go under the premise that Babylon, Assyria, and all these other nations were all warring against Israel. They're all enemies of Israel, right? So could they have created this new seed? Which, if you go into like American history,
It ain't no new seed. It ain't no new seed. It ain't no new seed of Lucifer, the devil. They made a seed. I'm pretty sure that you would
no, no,
love
no,
to be the seed of the devil, really,
no,
literally. Lucifer, look at you
no,
smiling. Yeah, you would love that, huh?
no,
Be
I
the
no,
actual son of
actually,
the
I don't.
devil himself.
I
No,
take, I
man.
take,
Nah,
I
that's
take
not it.
being part of,
Yeah.
I take pride in being one of the first to recognize this. I'm the first that I know of to recognize this and to try to better my position when Israel takes back over the world. I'll probably be nothing more than a house heathen, at best, right? And I'm cool with that. I don't care. Like, to be honest, I have a similar story from you where I was bounced in and out of jail as a kid, and I could give a fuck less about these people and this system. It's a bunch of bullshit, right? So that's where I come from on this. I hate this place. I wish that I could freaking end it now and put you guys back in control on my own power, because even if, like, I'm a poor white person, right? Like, financially poor. I don't get help or assistance from people. I don't accept help or assistance from people. What I would like to see is a righteous group of people running this world, right? My position isn't going to be any better. I'm a hard laborer anyways, right? It's not going to change a whole lot for me. What is going to change is my happiness, because a righteous group of people are going to rule the world, and that's going to trickle down. You want to talk about trickle down economy? That is going to trickle down.
Yeah.
Whether I'm getting paid or not, I don't give a shit. Excuse my language, but I would be
At
able
least
to
you'll
see that.
live better. You'll live better. You'll live
Yeah,
better with the righteous ruling, even if you
yeah,
are like a slave, a servant. Yeah, you will.
right.
At
I'll
least you'll be
eat
able to
better.
eat real food. You don't have
I'll
to worry
eat
about
better.
GMOs. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? all this
exactly.
pork, all of this stuff. Yeah.
So my intent with all this is not to be like escape from my punishment. It's to do as much blessing as I can towards. I already give to Israel financially as much as I can when I can, and I
Who?
do.
Who? Because
Oh,
I ain't
I
receiving nothing from you.
huh? Oh, not you. I give my money to Iob Nazir right now. I mean,
Okay.
is he not an
That's why
Israelite?
you think that America is the Holy Land, huh?
Exactly. I've watched every one of his videos probably 5 to 10 times. As a white person, I know this American doctrine better than any white person out there. And sometimes I feel like I know it better than some Israelites, but I don't want to go into it thinking like he's 100% right either. Because it does say don't trust any man, but trust the words of Yah. So I put that first. But I do give financially to him. I buy from his store. I do what I can. And like I say, if my blessings are I get to be a house heathen, I'm fine with that. I'd be more than happy with that. And if all I do is go cut wood and carry water, like it says that some of our punishments would be. I mean, I know that there's the wicked of my people, and they will go into harsh bondage, and I don't want to be even associated with them. But this it's kind of like if I am Edomite, it is what it is. If I am the seed of Lucifer, it is what it is. My point being is, I kind of want to make sure that I know the truth as best to my ability, and to make sure that, like, I'm not, if I'm wrong about this, Zechariah,
What
or
do
if I'm right.
Lil Moray teach? What did Lil Moray teach? Do he teach that white people are the Edomites?
No, and I've run into a lot of Hebrew Israelites that teach that the Edomites are dark skin but red hair, and they are walking amongst you, and you might not even know it. Like, you could tell that you're not an Edomite, right? You're way too dark. These people are more light, more like what you would find in the Middle East, especially in
Where did you learn that
especially.
seed of Lucifer doctrine from? Have you been watching Eli Israel?
Well, yes, I have watched. I have watched him, right? And I do not agree with him on so much of his stuff. But I also found another guy, Hebrew on the Island, which somebody in the comment section said Tav X.
Yeah,
And
yeah. He were on the
yeah,
island too.
yeah, dude, he's cool. I like him, but um, and he says the same thing that I'm saying right now, that they're, and you can go back into the history books and look at this, but um, when they were bringing people, quote unquote, when they were bringing white people into this country, they were bringing them through what is that island with the Statue of Liberty on it, right? Well, there's a lot of people out there that have made this claim that there was baby factories out there, right? Like literal baby factories where they were doing cloning. And the cloning makes a lot of sense to me because genetically you guys have like 9 strands of DNA or whatever it is, whereas us white people, we have like 6. So we're genetically inferior in every single way. We don't learn the same. We're not as smart. That's why that's why our system that we use today is a negative advantage to you guys, because you guys don't learn the same. Like I don't know how to say, a Hebrew or an Israelite can get as much nutrition out of a cup of noodles as I can out of eating a full full-on good meal, right? And
Yeah.
process that better. Well, same thing intelligently. Why do we send young Israelites to school for 8 hours when they need 15 minutes to figure something out? Right.
I appreciate the compliments. I appreciate the compliments. I appreciate you recognizing us as the chosen people of Israel. I mean, the chosen people of God, Salakias.
Yeah, no doubt.
Excuse my
And
tongue, but yeah, I appreciate
like
you.
I never knew this.
Chosen people of God, the Most High
Yeah.
God, and recognizing us for being the people that we truly are, the Israelites.
Well,
And
yeah, I never would have learned it if I wouldn't have just shut my mouth and started listening to you guys, because the knowledge that you guys carry biblically is just outstanding. And once you hear it like actually come out of your mouth, you're like, damn, that sounds so easy and simple, but really it takes a lot. And the only way that you would have known that is that you are the chosen. You are children of God, and I really appreciate that you get on here and do your teaching. So I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. And
is this your first time hearing about me, or?
no, I've been following you for like probably about 4 or 5 months now. I like I like your style. I like the way you teach. Sometimes it's a little harsh to listen to, but you know what? I mean, I appreciate it. I think it's good. I've listened. You've knocked on so many of the teachers that I've had. Like G Dash the Prophet. I really enjoy him too. You've got Eli Israel. I stopped listening to him a little bit ago, but you've knocked on a lot. And
but I want you to check out the video that Eli Israel made on the Holy Land. Did you watch that
yeah,
video?
I did, and it's a bunch of garbage. He uses
Nah,
white.
man. I
No,
don't know what it is, man. You have to be honest. Come on, man. Be honest, man.
Here's why: he uses white sources for one, and if you haven't,
Little Moray do, Yayib Nazir or whatever.
but he doesn't use white biblical commentary.
What?
He doesn't. No, Eli Israel will use white biblical commentary. Iob Nazir will use like white studies and stuff like that, like for like college studies or whatnot. But he doesn't use white commentary or biblical commentary. And Eli Israel will use white biblical commentary. And if you're using white biblical commentary, you're lost. You can't win that argument, right? And Iob Nazir's videos are so deep. He's got 30 videos, hour plus long, about like plants, like Holy Land plants. I mean, you can't get as in depth as Iob Nazir. There's nobody that I've ever met that goes in depth on the Holy Land like Iob Nazir. Like, did you see? I'm a Patreon member of Iob Nazir, and I believe what I'm seeing, and I haven't gone over it fully, but he shows the exact day of the first Sabbath, which is May 14th, 1446 BCE. And if you listen to the argument, I don't think you can find a fault in it at all, because and this is how Yah would have hidden the real Sabbath. Because if we started on a first, creation day, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, right? Then the whole world would have known one day, but the Israelites were given their own day. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to hide it from him. I'm just saying, man. I'd watch it if
Man,
I was
that's a
you.
whole bunch of falsehood over there, man. I'm really hey, you deceived by it. Hey, you're deceived by it.
Well,
That's
hey,
what it does. It's going to deceive some people. That's what it does. It's
well,
a false doctrine, and
it
that's what false
deceives me
doctrine does. That's what it's meant to do, right?
It deceives me being into a Torah observant heathen.
Don't talk when I'm talking.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Talk.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's falsehood. That's falsehood, man. All of that Holy Land is America. That is falsehood. I mean, he can make it sound good, but he really can't even make it sound good. You say you've been following me for 5 months. You should have saw my other channel, my last channel. We had, oh man, Eli Israel said I inspired him to go in on Nazir. But hold on real quick, because I got a visitor.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
let's go on a commercial break, a little break or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Let me.
Okay, you want me to hang out, or I got other things I can do?
I'll
I
put
don't
you
know.
back into the chat,
Okay, all right, thanks.
and then let me go ahead and All right, my bad, my bad. My sister came over, you know, because I told y'all that I had lost my phone, so sister came over to make sure I was all right. So, yeah. So, like I was saying to the Edomite, America is not the Holy Land. America is not the Holy Land. And I think that Eli Israel did a really good job. And if Matthew, if you was able to see me, yeah, you can use that section. You can use the section of you in the live. You got permission to use your section of the live. This is for the public. You can use any part of this. I ain't tripping. You know, but if you try to chop it up, just try to make it seem like, you know, it is what it ain't, and that's a problem. Well, then I address that whenever I come across that, or whenever the zealots come across that, we'll address that if that ever happens. You know what I'm saying? They try to chop it up and try to make it seem like you said something you didn't say, or, you know, they're cutting you, or whatever it may be. Yeah. Now, you do not have permission to try to manipulate it and try to, like, yeah, you know, so if you seen my last channel, you seen like, oh man, they really took down the last channel. They erased a lot of information that I could not get back, man. And it was so petty why they did it. They did it. It was so petty. It was petty, but they did it. Right? Yeah, we made him look like with his own doctrine, according to his own doctrine, you know, little Moray, he's an Egyptian according to his own doctrine, you know what I'm saying? So we brought that out. But Eli Israel said that I inspired him. He said that my video lessons inspired him to go in on little Moray, Nazir, or whatever he called himself these days. Ayab Nazir. So yeah, we went in on that. We killed that. We destroyed that. I mean, we can really like just bring out some scriptures right now that really kills it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, what you gotta go to what? If you go to Genesis 15:13, not to get off track or anything, but it's a lie. We chopping it up, right? You got some time? I got some time. Got a little time. You know, we chopping it up. You know. I'm just reading a comment right now. Rosa Walker. Hi. I just wanted to say that the New Testament, it says that they are not the real. Okay. Where does it say in the OT? They are not the real. Oh, okay. You're saying that the New Testament says that Jewish people are not the real Jews. But that's not what the New Testament is saying. That's kind of like a twist. It's a twist on it. So we're going to go and get that after we're going to go and get that where it says the Synagogue of Satan. And you say you're Jews and are not. You know, we're going to go get that and we're going to break that down as well. Yeah. We got that piece because I was thinking, like, do we got that piece in the because some of this, you know, this is an old Holy Bible, you know, and it's the Holy Bible, man. But I've been having it for so long, even when I was locked up, and I got it from being locked up. It was in my hole. And some of the New Testament is falling off, but we got that. We got all the way up until 17. Okay, so we're going to get Genesis 15:13. For those that believe that we're Indians and we're native to the Americas, those that think that we're already in the Holy Land. Genesis 15:13. Then he said to Abram, "Know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years." So this is a prophecy of the American captivity. "And also the nation whom they serve, I will judge. Afterward, they shall come out with great possessions." Okay. So this is the American captivity. It's not the Egyptian captivity, because we were in the Egyptian captivity for someone did the science of it. It was in Egyptian captivity for 430 years. Not 430 years. Right. So 400 years was up in 2019, because we came to America 1619. So it was up 2019, 400 years. And that's when COVID started to happen. All of these rare diseases and infections that only white people and Asian people can get started to just pop up. And they started to just drop dead. And then you get all of these natural disasters just all over the place. That's what they want to call it. That's the name that they call it, natural disasters. But it's really Howard disasters. He's just tearing the whole world up, and then he's bringing them to war and gathering them to war. Like prophecies are starting to come to pass, and they're meeting up in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Israel. The fake Israel, the Jewish state. They're bombing Gaza, and there's a fire on Gaza. The fire on the wall of Gaza. All of this stuff is coming to pass. And we got Edomite on Edomite crime with Russia and Ukraine, and then that is going to escalate to something bigger, right? So that's great. That's great. Yeah, and that's the time we're in, and it's happening all after 400 years. So this is clearly about the American captivity. But what I wanted to ask the people that believe that America is the Holy Land, it says right here in 15:13, then he said to Abram, "Know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs." So how can we be strangers to America and the aboriginals to America at the same time? The aboriginal is not the stranger. There's no way we can be a stranger anywhere on this land and be an aboriginal anywhere on this land, because the Indians, they roamed. They roamed. They had territories and all of that, you know what I'm saying? But they was not funking with each other like that to where they wasn't free. They wasn't oppressing each other like that to where they couldn't just travel and roam and know America. All right? They know America, it's not the Holy Land. So if If you want to answer that, Matthew, you can. If you want to get back on and answer that, but we're going to go and answer Rosa's question now. So there you go. We go to Revelation. Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9. Revelation 2:9, and it says, I know your works, tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. And I know the blasphemy of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So the Christian lights, they twisted this. They twisted this and they made it seem like this was about Jewish people. And this was not about Jewish people. Originally, this is about black people, right? The real Jews. And it's saying if you don't believe in JC, then you're not a real Jew. It's people in his churches that's saying they believe in the doctrine and believe in the gospel, and they're in his church. They're Israelites in his church, saying that they believe in him, but they really don't believe in him. And that's why he's saying, you say you are Jews, but you are not, because he's saying the real Jews is because the New Testament is pushing a spiritual Israel. The real Jews believe in JC. And that's it. And that's the original understanding of this. That's the original understanding of Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9. Because if you gotta go in context and read it in context. In context, he's addressing his own churches from the top, right? He's addressing his own churches when you read it in context. You can go ahead and start from verse 1 and come all the way down to verse 2, and you will see that he's addressing his 7 churches, right? He says, right, in 18, chapter 1, verse 18 in Revelation, it says, I am he who lives and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And I have the keys of Hades and of death. Write these things which are, and the things which will take place after this. The mystery of the 7 stars which you saw in my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands which you saw are the 7 churches. To the angel of the church of Ephesus, to the angel of the church of Ephesus, write these things, says he who holds the 7 stars in his right hand, who walks in the midst of the 7 golden lampstands. I know your works, your labor, your patience, and that you cannot bear those who are evil. And you have tested those who say they are apostles and are not. So he means, like, you're saying you are a Jew, but if you're not my apostle, then you're not a real Jew. That's what he's saying. Okay? That's what he's saying. All right? So, HOI HOI, House of Israel, the Christian camp, priest Zabak, he will let you know that that's the true meaning as well. But then he will also say that, it's kind of like dual, and it means them too. Like now it's like that was for the time that it was in. It was this. He's saying that the way I explained it is for the time that it was in, but it later became another prophecy. Like it became like directed towards them. Right? But this is the true meaning, though. It don't have anything to do with those Jewish people. He's saying that they're pushing a spiritual Israel. You're saying you're my apostles, but you really don't believe that I'm God and all that. You still keeping the law of Moses and all that. All right, Matthew, you're on.
Is there anyone else?
You wanted to answer that in Genesis 15:13 about the Holy Land?
Well, in Genesis, it can be talking about both. It could be talking about Egypt. What's 430 years? I don't know the difference. I'm not here to answer questions like this, though. I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here for answers. I'm no one.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. How can, when we go back here to Genesis 15 and 13, even if you want to say that it's talking about the ancient Egypt, you say that's over here anyway. So in Genesis 15:13, Genesis 15:13, even if this is about Egypt, you guys say that Egypt is over here. So it says, then he said to Abram, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years. So the Israelites are prophesied to be strangers in a land that's not theirs. So how can we be strangers to a land and the aboriginals to the land at the same time?
Well, I would have to then ask you about Isaiah 11 and 11.
Well, you can't answer my question with a question. That's not how that works.
Well, then the only answer that I would have is you were afflicted in Egypt.
Well, you say that Egypt is in America.
No, Egypt it would be in like Mexico, Southern California, Mexico. It's not like when we're
the person that you're learning from, Egypt is like Louisiana.
No.
That's what
he says. He says Louisiana would be Assyria.
He says Louisiana is Egypt, Mississippi, Egypt, like around there. He does not say Egypt is Mexico.
He says, well, the actual place where he says that Israel would have been in captivity to Egypt is in Southern California. But he says, okay, so can I finish this real quick? Mitzrayim, which is like if you were to say Egypt is New York, right? And then Mitzrayim would be America, right? So he says Mitzrayim would be to the southern borders of Israel, and it would go all the way to the Mississippi River, and then it would end there, and then Assyria would be on the eastern side of Mississippi.
If America, is that atmosphere, if it's the hemisphere, the right hemisphere, how can we be strangers to this hemisphere, right? And be the aboriginals to this hemisphere at the same time.
This is where I would say that this has to do with the first captivity, because in Isaiah, like I said, in Isaiah 11 and verse 11,
what do you mean about the first captivity?
the first
Egypt.
captivity of Egypt. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like it's still the same thing. Can't you understand that if
Can I
Egypt is over
read?
here in America, right?
Can I read this verse in Isaiah real quick? Is it all right?
Okay, go ahead, man.
Okay. Isaiah 11:11. It says, "In that day," which would be the day of wrath, right? Or leading up to the day of wrath, the Lord will reach out his hand a second time to reclaim the surviving remnant of his people from Assyria, from Lower Egypt, from Upper Egypt, from Cush, from Elam, from Babylon, from Hamath, and from the isles of the Mediterranean. So
Okay,
it says right here that you would be in captivity in places that you already knew.
okay. Now
And it
read the
says the same exact thing in Zechariah 10:10.
all right. Now read the next verse.
He will raise a banner for the nations and gather the exiles. He will assemble the scattered people of Judah
There
from
you
the four
go.
quarters of the earth.
From the
But
where? The
well, he just
scattered
said
of
that
Judah.
he
From the
he.
four corners of the earth. So yes, there's still Israelites in Africa in those places. In
I believe you
11.
because it says Cush and Africa's part of Cush, right? But it
So
says
you
the
just
isles.
admitted that America is not the Holy Land
No,
because
I said
Africa
that
has
I said
Kush.
I said Africa is Cush. So is South America. They were
South
combined
America.
at one point before Peleg. So before Peleg,
Hey, yeah,
right?
man. You know what I'm saying? I really said that we wasn't going to even pay no attention to this falsehood no more, man.
All right,
So
no big deal.
have a good night. Man, that's bogus, man. That falsehood is bogus. It's so irrelevant and like you dedicate your whole ministry to teach this like it's some salvation or something like in it. Like it's not a salvation or destruction issue if you don't know where you're at in the world. Like it just makes you dumb. Like and you dedicate your whole ministry to do this. You need your whole life. And who do you think you helping? Like, what is that helping? What is the benefit in knowing that? Okay, well, America is the Holy Land. All right, now, do I get salvation? Do I get to go to the kingdom? Do I get to go to the kingdom? If I didn't know the Holy Land, will I not go to the kingdom? I'm keeping the commandments. I'm serving Yahweh only. But I don't know that America is the real Holy Land. I'm going to go to hell for that? Am I going to be destroyed for that? I'm going to be made a slave for that? You feel me? What? I'm going to get some lashes for that? You feel me? It's just stupid kid shit. What are we doing here, bro? We trying to pull people out of idolatry because that's a heaven or hell issue. Salvation or destruction issue. Right? I don't get it, man. How somebody dedicate their whole ministry to just trying to prove where the Holy Land is at. Not, hey, y'all, look, y'all got to keep these commandments. Don't forget about these commandments over here. Hey, look, it's idolatry to be up over here. You know what I'm saying? Let's just wreck our brains on showing our people that the New Testament is idolatry because then we get rewards for that. We in, the righteous shine like the firmament. You know what I'm saying? That turns people to righteousness. And then it says that in the book of Daniel, you're turning, what are you doing? Little Moray, Nazir Rieba, whatever your name is nowadays. You know what I mean? What are you doing? How is that helping anybody, man? Ain't helping nobody. So I hope that was edifying for Rosa when we broke down Mm-hmm. So I hope that was edifying for Rosa Walker. You know, with the New Testament and the Book of Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9. Yeah, they're trying to push a spiritual Israel. So I hope that was edifying for you. You know, and that's the true understanding of that right there. He's talking about Israelites that don't truly believe in him, and they're not his apostles, but they're in his church. And they're not, they're saying that they're Jews, but they're not real Jews because they don't believe in JC. The New Testament is pushing a spiritual Israel. So when we go here to John 1, we know that they're pushing a spiritual Israel. You go to John 1. All right, and 1 and 11. Here's John 1 and 11. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood. So these people that he is saying, so these people that he is giving the rights to become the sons of God to, the children of God to, these people were born not of the chosen people's blood, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh. These are not fleshly Jews, nor of the will of man. So, not born of a seed, the will of man, right? From the seed of man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but of God. So that's why he's telling you to be born again. You know, be born again. Nor of the will of man, but of God. So that's plain right there. It's plain. It's not of blood. It's not of flesh. Yeah. When the West Indians already said that they're not Hebrew. They don't have the culture of the Hebrews. They don't have the theology of the Hebrews. Right? They are not monotheistic. They're polytheistic. They're not monotheistic like the Hebrews. They took a lot of information down, man, when they took our channel down. But it's all right, though. You feel me? Because we won't stop. We won't stop. We just keep going. The people that's familiar with the channel, they know what's up. They really know what's up. They know that we've been on it, And we'll go there if we got to go back there, you feel me, and get that. You feel me? We got it. We ain't lost it. We got it, but we just ain't have it. We got it in here, but we just ain't got it in cyber world on the internet so that people can have the information. But we'll bring it back out from here to there if need be. You know what I'm saying? We'll put it out there when we have time to do so. Because we still got it. We can still do it again. I can go and chop up a little more way if I want to, but who cares? Why would I want to? If I convince you that America is not the Holy Land, what do I gain? Even in the spirit, what do I gain? In this, because I do this, for the spirit thing. What do I gain? I don't want your little funky ass donation, what I'm saying? I take you from him, what I'm saying? Now you're paying me tribute. Like that's really all it is. Whatever, man. I don't gain nothing in the spirit. It's not a destruction or salvation issue. It's just, ooh, what do I get? Now you know where the Holy Land is. That's it. Like, man, go on with that. We ain't tripping off of that. Like, right? But if I pull you out of idolatry, oh, I get something. Because you was about to die. You was about to die. The Most High was going to kill you. You were about to kill yourself. You were headed to self-destruction. But I opened up this right here, got you to thinking. Yeah. Opened up this right here, got you to thinking. Now I'm going to be rewarded. Right? Let's go and get that in Daniel. Daniel 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Yes. And I believe that. Yes, wholeheartedly. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. That's eternity. I'm going to be shining, man, in the kingdom. Because I took you out of a wicked mindset. I took you out of a wicked false doctrine and brought you to this righteous understanding, this righteous path. Right? All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, man. Right? Praise be to Yahweh. So, start sharing. Start sharing the live. Start sharing the live. Start liking. Thumbs up the live. All right. And we don't want to make the live too long, right? We don't want to make the live too long, so then we have to pick up where we left off tomorrow around the same time, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right? Because we don't want to make the live too long, because if someone want to go back and watch it, no one's going to be trying to sit down for 5 hours and really just, some people will, if they have the time, but, sometimes, most of the time, people don't have 5 hours. Maybe on a Sabbath, they probably do have 5 hours to donate, 5 hours to contribute to the live, focus on the live. But I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. And we're going to continue tomorrow. Okay? We're going to continue tomorrow. I definitely enjoy this with you guys. Shalom. Definitely enjoy this with you guys. I'm definitely going to bring it out tomorrow as well. We're going to be here tomorrow. Okay. Shalom to everybody. Peace be upon you. Peace and blessings be upon you all. Yes, white people are the Edomites. It is what it is, it is what it is. Tomorrow we can probably go more into that and bring some scriptures out, and to prove that more, we'll definitely do that tomorrow. We're definitely going to be back for the Sabbath. Right? So, thank you, General. Appreciate that. Yeah. So, Edomites are welcome to come and chat, and you're welcome to come and debate anything you want to debate. I'm still looking for Vocab Malone. I sent Vocab Malone a message like, hey, yo, let's debate if JC is God. And if that's what the scriptures teach, including the Hebrew scriptures. If that's what the Hebrew scriptures is teaching, let's debate. Let's debate if JC is God, but he's running. A lot of people are running from me. Like, so when some people want to chop it up with me, like, yeah, come on, chop it up with me. There's so many people that don't want to get cut. They don't want to be embarrassed because they know I'm coming with it. You can just look at my videos. And they're looking. They're watching. Yeah. It's not just you. You didn't watch it 100 times. You didn't watch it 400 times. They're watching. You know what I'm saying? And then YouTube don't even count your view. If you do watch it two or three times, you know what I'm saying, and you taking notes and you studying and you really liked it, the video lesson, you feel me? I used to do that. I used to watch a video lesson about 2-3 times. You know what I mean? Really get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I watch my own video lessons 2 or 3 times, but because there really ain't nobody really out there with the truth, so I watch myself. But you know what I mean? Like, when I'm listening to it, it's like right. Yeah. They can't deal with us, man. Right? So they're not counting our videos per view like they should be. You know, to discourage us, they count it per person. Right? Our views get counted per person. It should be just per view. You know, and it probably don't even get counted like that. You know, they cutting it down. It's to discourage. That's what shadow banning is, right? And you can't just say you're shadow banned because your views is not up. You gotta really go and check and see if you're shadow banned. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like go to Instagram, tag a post, right? Bam, upload it, and then you go to the search page and you type in that same tag and your post ain't pop up, they shadow banning you. All right. So yeah, we're being shadow banned. We tested it out already. So yeah, they're not supposed to do that. They're gonna get in trouble by the Most High God. The Most High God is gonna punish them for that in their personal lives. Those that's controlling this whole internet thing, the Edomites at the top, the elites. Yeah, he's gonna punish you for that because you gotta let the truth be available to the people. You gotta let the people decide. That's why you wasn't able to burn the Hebrew Bible, the Hebrew scriptures, so-called Old Testament. You gotta let it be available to the people. You're gonna be punished. All right, so we're gonna close it off. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh. And we're giving all praises, honor, power, glory, dominion, majesty, reverence, blessings, worship, love, and admiration to the Most High, Yahweh, and Yahweh only. Double honors, triple honors to Yahweh and Yahweh only. No Bahashem. Understand that? All right? We out. Shalom.